Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Jeff Volpe, President of ViewSonic Corporation, calling in from Phoenix, Arizona. On our next episode of The Road to Super Sunday, we've got an awesome guest to talk today, myself and Tom Dimitroff. Tom, take it over.
Hey, it's Thomas Dimitroff. Jay's laughing about it. Former GM. I can't believe I say that anymore, buddy. You and I have been through a lot. Look, really excited about having you on board. As you know, we're bringing three different people in a day, one media guy, one management guy, and one agent. But this is the highlight of today. Jay Glazer, there's no more energetic fire. I mean, I don't even know where to go. Dear friend of mine, and I'm so glad we're joining each other. Jay, I'm going to jump right in, brother. Here we are. You know everything about this league in the Super Bowl quest, et cetera, et cetera. You have all kinds of things in the hopper. You have a book, an unbelievable book I would love to chat about, but you also have your program with the vets. Can you talk about that and how important your leadership abilities are to pull that all together?
Well, here's the thing. You're talking about, like, what did you just say? You said, I'm a former GM. But you're not. You'll always be that. In my view, it's something that you accomplished that doesn't go away. Even if they take the title away, you're a GM, right? And when I started MVP, more than vets and players, to help people with the transition, right? Because for a lot of us, like, you've done football for your whole life, and all of a sudden, man, you didn't do it for the first time. And I wish you would come on our meetings the way DQ came on our meetings when he got fired from the Falcons. And that's what we're here for. Like, for me, I always need teams. And that's part of, like, what I have in my book, how I get my own depression, anxiety, should need to have a team. So, I always had a fight team. I fought for years. And all of a sudden, me and my friends started getting old as, the Randy Couture's and Chuck Liddells, and we were only able to bang as much as we used to. And I started struggling without them. So the NFL for me is a team. And then I created another team in MVP, merging vets and players, so I would make sure that when the uniform came off, whether you were a vet or an athlete, you had another team to turn to. You were just in isolation.
I had a major tear in my eye when I started reading the review of your book. Can you comment on your book for just 30 seconds?
Well, why did you have a tear in your eye?
No, just because it struck back to authenticity, and it's so important for me in life. That's why you and I are as close as we are, and how you have so many really close friends. And to talk about what is real and how we all go through our mental anguish, sharing that is an unbelievable deal from someone like yourself.
I appreciate it. The book is titled, Unbreakable, How I Turn My Depression, Anxiety into Motivation. You can too. And it is true. Like, I suffered from mental health illness my whole life. Like, I don't know what it's like to wake up in the blue. I wake up in the gray every day. And that, I guess, lack of love from the inside out has gotten me, like, motivated me to do such great things to get love from the outside in. And, that's what I want to show people, like, look, it's okay to be messed up. I'm messed up, but I'm good with my messed upness. And I'm going to use I brag about all my physical scars from fighting. It's time I start bragging about my mental scars and having some pride in that. That's what makes me different. And different is good, right? Different leads to success. So we all talk about mental health these days, but who describes it? So I want to be that voice to finally describe it, give it some words so people can start having the conversation. Like, no one's questioning my manhood. So I can cry about it. I could, cry on someone's shoulder or cry. Like, I'm able to be vulnerable because that's real strength. And that's what this book is doing. And I'm getting deep, but I'm also making you laugh. I'm using a lot of inside stories. So if you could, like, the gray hates laughter. So I make you laugh while I'm pulling back the layers of skin.
What a wonderful way. Jeff, go ahead, man. I know you have a question.
Hey, it's so awesome that your strength and character allows you to illustrate your vulnerability to help people, not just yourself. It's fantastic, and it's something that I've already gained a massive amount of strength for you. But there's another piece to you that's really impressive, and that is that you are one of the most networked guys out there, and there's a lot of work that goes into getting that done. And my suspicion is that not only the obvious, the hard work and the sweat and the effort, but to gain all these people's and their organizational trust. Like Thomas talked to me about how you have the ability to walk in and out of locker rooms on the same day and people accept you and do all this great stuff. I mean, that's uncanny and unusual, but I think it wraps around this thing that I hear, this rumor of this Glazer mafia And what's that all about? And tell us a little bit from your side about how this whole persona has existed and allowed you to be so bloody successful.
Yeah, the Glaze Mafia. Look, I'm from Jersey, so that's what I call it. It's just my network of friends, and like I'm a loyalty guy, and I'm authentic. So love me or hate me, you know what you're getting. But my dad told me at an early age, man, if you outwork the world by a lot and you're loyal, then your dreams will come true. And that's really it's happened. So I've been so loyal to everybody where I'm trying to always do for them, and I'm thinking for them. And if 10% think of me that same way, then I got a pretty good little mafia that I'm running around with. And we all just try and help each other out. That's you got to be authentic and not just do things for you. And even when I started in this league, I looked and I said, man, how could I be different from the other reporters? Back then, there were no relationships. A lot of reporters back then were using their pen as a weapon. I looked and I said, I'm going to start relationships, and the scoops will come with the relationships, but not go after the scoops and try and burn someone for one scoop. Instead, have these relationships. But again, I said before, like for my mental health, I need teams. And the NFL is a team for me. I need that. That's where years ago, Dan Quinn asked me on that training camp tour, why are you still doing this? Like, why are you still going around? I'm like, he's like, haven't you want to move it up and on? I'm like, there is no up and on for this. Like, I need you guys. You're my family. That's what we're here for. So I think that authenticity and the loyalty is, what gets me to be able to go. Like last week or 2 weeks ago, I had dinner at Sean McVay's house 2 nights before they played the Cardinals, and went out with their GM, Steve Kahn, the next night. They both knew about it. Both told me everything I need to know, knowing I'm not going to say anything to the other person. And we were talking, Kahn and I were talking about the other day, going, how insane is this, that you're able to do this and we all trust? He's like, why do we trust you like this? I don't know what. You tell me. It's pretty cool.
That's really wonderful. That's okay. I just want to close out with thank you for that. It's just really a big part of character in leadership and trust in leadership and integrity. And the way you described the mafia is wonderful. And I hope I get called into the trusted circle one day, and I'll return that mantra that you have. I love it, man. Thank you for your answer.
JJ, buddy, before you go, and Jeff, you got to listen to this. I swear to God, the very first time I met Jay, and he remembers this, our media guy said, "Oh no, you can't get into Thomas's circle." I'll let Jay talk about it, but this guy, tell that quick story, buddy.
Yeah. He said, hey, just you can't talk like you normally talk around Thomas. He's too buttoned up. Am I allowed to curse on this thing or no?
Yeah, you're curse your ass off.
Okay.
Yes.
So I was like, he's like, Thomas is really buttoned up. I went, fuck that. He's a fucking dude. I'm going to talk how I do. And I was like, go the fuck away from me. And I walked over and I started talking to Thomas, and Thomas is great. And I was like, hey, dude, the PR guy who we love thinks you're this buttoned up fucking stuffy guy. And it changed.
Hey, Jay, last one before you go. There has to be a Super Bowl story that sticks out in your mind this many years, something that everyone will get a kick next 30 or 40 seconds. Do you have anything like that that's one of those?
At least for this one, man, it was a year ago last week. I was in Cabo with Andrew Whitworth and Sean McVay. Whitworth called. I just broke up with my girlfriend. So the Rams really have to thank for this trade. A woman named Rosie Tennyson, the Tennyson twins. We just broke up. I was kind of in the tank. Whitworth calls, says, hey, I got a room down here in Cabo. Why don't you come down? He said, he goes, why would you not? Like, we had a room. And McVay's down there with him. I go, no, you should. Okay. And I think about it for a day. I go, all right, I'll come. So, we got you set up. Well, Sean was going to leave. And Sean said, well, if Glazer's coming, I'm just going to stay. So he ends up staying. We actually have a great mental health talk that night. And the very next day, Stafford happens to check into the same hotel resort we're at. It literally was coincidental. No one believes it was, but it was coincidental. And, man, we all just hung out. And then those two guys fell in love with each other. And they did the trade from right there. So I said, hey, at one point, you guys got to get a story to Rosie Tennyson. Let's break it up. I would have been out here. Sean would have left. You two never would have fallen in love.
Jay, one of my very favorites, and you know that love I have for you, brother. I look forward to seeing you real soon. Thanks for helping us out on this.
Thank you, Jay. Pleasure to meet you, man. Good job out there.